suck. We absolutely suck. We're the worst. We should stop talking about baseball. And good night.
And good night. But the thing is, we've been pretty spot on about everything else, but the Red Sox fans.
God,
And you know what? Let them have their time in the sun. They freaking deserve it. They really do. They won. They won a series. Good for you, Red Sox. You're going to the ALCS. Is that what you want to fucking hear? You're going to the ALCS.
That's exactly what they want to hear. I mean, I want to hear that in a couple of days as a White Sox fan. You wanted to hear it too, but you guys didn't get there. Listen, this is the Just Baseball show, and today is Tuesday, October 12th. We're going to get into what should have been a 4-game day of chaos, and we just didn't get it because of the rain out, but we've got 3 going today. We had 3 yesterday. We'll talk about Brewers, Braves. We'll talk about Dodgers, Giants. We record as it's scoreless in the 4th inning. Red Sox, Rays is just so fresh. We are about 5 minutes off of watching that Kike walk-off sac fly. We're also going to give you a rundown of our 10 favorite stats from this year. It's the regular season.
So much fun.
Right. If you're a fan of the non-playoff teams, stick around. You might have an Easter egg in here at some point. We went about it. He did hitters, I did pitchers, and we went about it just what stood out, what was unique, not necessarily the best stats, but things that caught your eye, right? And I've got some weird ones.
I've got some weird ones too. I have some ones that maybe everyone knows, but they don't know the historical context of it. And then I have some others for players that I saw, like a certain player's ground ball rate set new records, certain hard hit rates crushed old records.
Yeah.
So those I found pretty interesting. I wouldn't call them the top 10 deepest stats we could find, but just 10 stats that really stood out to us that we feel tell a story about the 2021 regular season.
Yeah, so we've got a legit show. Before we get into Brewers Braves, which led off this Monday slate of 3, just one overarching thought on Red Sox Rays. For me, I don't know. It's like, I understand you don't want to say that computers can win championships and you got to spend money to win championships. But I just don't know how much of a knock on the Rays this series is, as much as the Red Sox pulling games 3 and 4 out of their ass.
Seriously. I mean, it's a testament to the Red Sox.
Yeah.
If you think about it, you got to give credit to a team that plays loose and free and plays for each other. And this team has been there before. This team knows how to win. They have a winning manager. And I feel like we didn't kind of give them credit for that. We didn't give the Rays, or we gave the Rays too much credit for been there, done that, when they haven't really been there, done that. And how that relates. Remember when I was talking about the Yankees, how I feel like they felt like they had earned something when they haven't won since 2009? It almost felt like we gave the Rays, that bump when they hadn't earned it. And you know what? Maybe we should have looked back and thought, this Red Sox team plays together. They shouldn't have even been there in the first place. And that's a reason why they're here. And I feel like we gave the Giants that praise, but we didn't really give it to the Red Sox because we didn't really believe. But I'd like to talk about our X factors for a second.
Yeah.
Because I had Brandon Lau as my X factor for the Rays in this series. He had 8 home runs and a 200 WRC plus in the 30 days leading up to the playoffs. He went hitless in this series. Hitless. 0 for 17, I think it was, with 8 or 9 strikeouts. He was hitting third in that lineup for a reason. The Rays lineup just didn't look the same. Now going to my X factors about the Red Sox, Nick Pivetta and Tanner Houck.
Yeah.
Those guys, they had to bridge the gap in this bullpen. Garrett Whitlock with 2 innings, 2 strong innings. But it was Tanner Houck and it was Nick Pivetta. I know Houck didn't actually have that amazing of a series, but we do remember the 5 innings of strong bullpen work from Nick Pivetta. Those are the X factors, and Nick Pivetta and Houck came through, and Lau did the absolute opposite of that.
Houck had a great series. Houck had, a stretch of 4 perfect innings. I want to say, was that game 2 in St.
I guess I'm reminiscing. I just saw 1 inning of 1 run. So we're so fresh recording that I'm forgetting what else happened.
Right.
But
right. I don't even remember who my Red Sox X factor was. I know my Rays X factor was Shane Baz. because I thought that he could establish this series and you just tighten the stranglehold on this thing, and Tampa's going to take it in 3, and that'll be that. Wipe your hands off. Boz was not good in game 2. That's a rookie in the postseason.
That's a rookie. Was it that he wasn't that good, or was it just the Red Sox were hitting him? That's the thing. That's where it's hard to figure out.
And for some reason,
his stuff was good and he was commanding the ball fine.
Yeah, just for some reason, I don't want to give any credit to the Red Sox right now. I don't know why. It's a knee-jerk reaction. It's subconscious.
This is my thing. And I was on the TikTok live and everyone's coming into the comments being, you're biased against the Red Sox. You hate them. You hate them. I am a Yankee fan, but I'm not such an anti-Boston guy. These were our thoughts. Are they good defensively? No. They rank towards the bottom. Is their bullpen good? We can all agree it's not that good, guys. Is their starting pitching really that good? I don't think we can say that. Their offense, top 5 offense, no one was ever saying they weren't. But we just didn't think that with 3 out of the 4 holes that they would be able to do this. But you know what? Numbers be damned.
But here's the thing. When Erod starts a game in the ALCS, are you going to say, wow, I'm riding Eduardo Rodriguez. This guy's on it.
Him and his 5.95 ERA at Fenway this year? No.
Right? So you go into this game 4 and you see Erod starting and people are saying, oh, you guys are so biased against the Red Sox. I don't think so. I'll take a Rays bullpen day over Erod, what I've seen in 2021 anytime. Erod proved us wrong. He proved everybody wrong. And that's why the Red Sox are so dangerous. That's why the Red Sox, if they continue this magic, and you need magic to win a World Series, if they continue to have this magic, they can legitimately win the World Series because magic usurps any number that's on a spreadsheet.
It does. I mean, we could be talking in a couple of weeks talking about how the Red Sox made the 2021 World Series. Now, if the Astros win, they aren't beating the Astros. I'll say it right now. They ain't beating them. I'll you know what? I'm going right back into it. Shit. I don't know. Now I'm in between.
That's our problem. Let's get off this series. Let's get off the Red Sox. Let's talk about
the predictions later.
Right. Yeah. Let's talk about the Brewers and the Braves. The Brewers can't hit. They're horrible offensively. You bought into what Aram was selling, right? The Braves are just better than the Brewers. They're going to win that series. Remember,
I came in and was like, Aram, you are right about the Braves bullpen being actually really good. And you're right about the starting pitching. And then I looked deeper and I said, look at this offense. Not only does Yelich can't hit, he had a 645 OPS in the 30 remaining days of the playoffs. The Brewers as a whole had an OPS under 700. They were in the bottom 10 of offenses. And I was like, okay, the bullpen's there for the Braves. The starting pitching, it may not be as powerful, but it's not that far off. And the offense is clearly better. And they're going to be playing in a hitter's park in Milwaukee. Yeah. So I was like, you know what? Braves in 5.
Yeah, damn. I just thought that one guy could propel them on a nightly basis and the starting pitching was going to be really good. And the starting pitching has been really good. You said the unders hit in each of the first 3 games.
3-0 in unders. In the first 2 games, a total of 6 runs scored combined. This past game, 3-0. 9 runs total in 3 games. In 3 games.
That type of baseball plays to the Brewers' strong point. You just have to bank on them scoring 2 runs, 3 runs. They just can't do that. Their runs came from Rowdy Tellez in game 1. They haven't scored since. And here's what I didn't factor in here. Freddie Peralta was shoving. We talked about it. We said Freddie and Ian Anderson is the most intriguing pitching matchup on the slate on Monday, even with Rodon and Urquidy scheduled, because we said these guys could duel through 6 shutout innings. They were on pace to do so. And then Craig Counsell had to make the move because their opportunity to score runs came in the 4th inning. You can't knock Craig Counsell for that because he knows how shitty his offense is. They might not score again. That was their best opportunity in the fourth. You got to take him out, and you only got 4 from Freddie Peralta, or fifth. Yeah, you only got 4 innings from Freddie Peralta.
And 56 pitches.
56 pitches.
And then Adrian Hauser blew it up. Hindsight, of course, is 2020. Bad move by Craig Counsell, taking out your starter for Adrian Hauser. He blows it up.
Right,
but I mean, they need offense. They got a hit. And their bullpen has been fantastic. So it's not like you couldn't trust a guy like Adrian Hauser, who's been one of a pretty good starter throughout the entire year. And yet, also, as we break into our stats, we're talking about, this is not one of them, but I was going to add it as an honorable mention, but I kind of want to say it right now. Jorge Soler averaged 423 feet on his home runs this year.
Damn.
Yeah, most in baseball. Averaged 423.
How about that? I sent a text when Daniel Vogelbach came on to pinch hit for Freddie Peralta. Yeah. I said, how is Daniel Vogelbach's physique in the catalog of options for the genetic pool to create a human being? Like, he doesn't.
When you texted me that, I just burst out laughing, and I was like, how do we Photoshop his head onto a couch? Because he literally looks like a couch.
There's just no template that looks like Daniel Vogelbach.
No. Because his arms are bigger than his legs. And like his shoulders are bigger than his head. His torso is like short. Like, he looks like you're blowing up a basketball with one of those air pumps and just like pumped air in like whatever spot you thought like typical male muscles would be in.
Daniel Vogelbach is 6'270".
Tonk.
Yes.
Aaron Judge is 6'7", 280, all muscle. That just goes to show the sheer force of that man.
But like Vogelbach is all muscle too, and then like
he's all muscle.
No, he's got some fat on top of that. But that dude is so strong. He's got so much muscle.
Oh yeah, he is. I mean, he's a tank engine. Thomas the Tank Engine, just rolling through.
Man, so the Braves have a 2-1 lead. Just looking ahead in that series, I don't see any world that the Brewers can come back from this. I think their offense is just tapped.
I do think it might go 5. I mean, Burns in game 4.
Yeah.
Could probably win that one. It's probably going to go to game 5, and it's probably going to be Fried Woodruff. In that game, I lean Braves. I don't think this series is over, though. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if the Braves close it out, but I'm certainly not predicting that it's over after game 4.
Yeah. You find it weird that in game 3, the only scoring in that game came on one swing. Jock Peterson, by the way, that guy.
October.
He's an October baseball player.
He's a badass. I mean, the pearl necklace, like Zach, I just like it. I mean, dude, like when the lights turn on, he's a better player. I mean, Exhibit A of that, really, though. I mean, Randy Arozarena, I know they got eliminated, but how about backing up your 2020 postseason with another fantastic one? I got a crazy stat about Randy Arozarena coming up later.
I'm in.
Also, can we talk Ian Anderson for a second?
Yeah.
Because I was getting flack in the group chat for me not thinking that he's a bona fide 2 and has the ability to be an ace. Like, I love everything about this guy. My only problem was 1.9. Oh, this is not the problem. I said it before I meant it. 1.95 ERA in 2020 as a rookie, then as a beast in the playoffs, 3.58 ERA this year. His advanced numbers indicate that, a little bit. I mean, he's got an ERA or FIP in the low 4s. He walked a lot of dudes, didn't strike out a ton of guys, but he has real stuff. And from what I was seeing, he was commanding the ball very well. He's only 23. Give the man a second.
Here you go. Kyle Glazer from Baseball America. Ian Anderson's first 5 career playoff starts. Ian Anderson is 3-0 with a 0.76 ERA, 23 2/3 innings, 14 hits, 2 earned runs, 30 punch-outs.
What kind of an idiot do you have to be to call him a 3? Middle of the rotation starter. Kyle Gibson's the middle of the rotation starter, not Ian Anderson.
Dude, Ian Anderson's the 4 with a totally healthy Braves staff. I mean, think about that.
Is he?
Yeah, because you've got Morton, you've got Fried, who I would take over Ian Anderson still.
I would too.
And a healthy Mike Soroka. I'm taking a healthy Soroka until proven otherwise.
I don't know if I'm taking a healthy Soroka even now. I mean, Soroka is phenomenal. I'm not saying I don't like Soroka. I really do like him. I just love, and that's again not a detriment to Mike Soroka, a testament to Ian Anderson of how much I like him. I really think that he can be in that echelon with Fried and Morton, no doubt.
He had 10 swings and misses on his changeup today, if I read correctly. That changeup's filthy.
Changeup's filthy, 94-mile-an-hour fastball, good hook. He's got it, man. He's 23.
Yeah. Shout out
when
to
did Jacob DeGrom become good? 27?
Shout out to a mutual friend, Evan Paddock, right? Classmates
Absolutely,
with him at
our
Shenandoah.
boy.
Yeah. Okay. What else we got to talk about? Oh, can you allow me to dive into this pitching problem that I have with the White Sox?
Yes. Let's start with Kopech.
Stud.
In the sense of you like that move. You went to Kopech into it.
Had to. If you let Kopech sit until it was too late, Chicago would have burned Tony at the stake.
And then what though?
Kopech was the play after Giolito in game 2. Game 3, you had everybody. They ran their A team out of the bullpen in game 3 to get that win. Liam Hendricks came on for a 9th inning when the Sox were up 6, if I'm not mistaken. That felt, why'd you do that?
Why is Kimbrel coming in for outs too?
Yeah, why'd you do that? So the White Sox used Kopech, Tepera, Bummer, Kimbrel, and Hendricks. Those are your 5 best relievers.
Yep.
You've got Reynaldo Lopez and Garrett Crochet left.
At least now they have an off day. The off day really helped them.
That's what I was going to say. I immediately called Aram. I'm sorry I didn't call you right away, but I immediately called Aram and said, this is the best possible thing to happen to this team. And he said, I couldn't agree more, because you just had your A team go. Now they have a day of rest. So you've got a fresh Hendricks and a fresh Kimbrel with an off day. So they've got no limit. If they got to get 5 outs, they can get 5 outs today in game 4. You've got Tepera and Bummer available. Bummer looks amazing.
Oh, he does look great.
What I would do if I was Tony, now I'm ignoring that they already named a game 4 starter. If I was Tony, I'd be doing this. With the shortest leash imaginable, I would put Lance Lynn on the mound at home. I know the Astros hit him well, but it's Lance Lynn at home.
Yeah.
2 innings. If you get 2 innings out of him, that's good. And then you've got Bummer, Tepera, Kimbrel, Hendricks all ready to go. Hendricks has said he can go 2 1/3, 2 2/3. Kimbrel, we know, can get 5 outs if need be. Do that with your A bullpen and leave the trio of Giolito to start, Rodon out of the pen, and Kopech out of the pen for game 5. But that's not what Tony did. To match Lance McCullers, Russa is still going with Carlos Rodon as the game 4 starter. Rodon is going to be the quickest yank imaginable if he's not right.
He might walk one guy and get pulled.
Maybe, because if he's at 91 with his fastball, he's done.
You got to yank him immediately.
If
he's 91, 92, you yank him. It's the same thing as Chapman. When Chapman rolls as Chapman throwing 96, you know the game's over. As if he's blowing it.
Yeah.
99, we're having a great inning. Same thing with Rodon. 92, 97. Oh shit, we got a Cy Young candidate on our hands.
Yep. It's tough, man, because I would have liked to have Kopech ready to extend for game 5 and Giolito ready to roll for 4 innings for game 5. But you're just not there yet. You need one more day for these guys. So with Rodon, I don't know. And do you turn to Lance Lynn out of the bullpen? This creates so many questions for me where I feel like, and of course I feel like this because, I'm the armchair quarterback here, but like, of course I feel that my plan is the better one, but I
Yeah.
think a lot of Chicago would agree that my plan is the better one.
I mean, I'm listening to it, agreeing with you that it is the better plan. The thing is with teeing up for the Astros is that their best matchup is a high octane righty. And when I say high octane, I mean high velo, high velocity, right-handers who throw the ball very hard. And the White Sox are loaded with those. Don't throw Dallas Keuchel. But like, don't just like Rodon could actually, if he's 97, if he's throwing right, he could actually be the guy to limit those Houston bats. They keep seeing the same Kopechs and the Lins and the Giolitos and the Hendricks and the Kimbrels and the Taperas. It's all the just 95 high octane, high spin fastballs from the right side. It's like they're getting used to it. Maybe Rodon in a game 4 off a rest day with a rested bullpen actually do win, but you got to face Lance McCullers Jr.
If you're Dusty Baker, are you sleeping soundly knowing that you have McCullers on the mound in Chicago in game 4? Or would you prefer to have him there in game 5?
There is not one night where any manager is having a good night's sleep. I don't care who it is. You think Kevin Cash was in his bed last night thinking, Eduardo Rodriguez, we can beat him? No.
I'm running out Colin McHugh. Let's go.
We were. That's why we were wrong. We were in our bed last night being like, oh, fucking Erod, no way.
Oh, yeah. That's exactly what I did. I said, you know what? Regardless of who they run out, they could run Colin McHugh out there. And you know what? They fucking did. And they lost.
Colin McHugh actually pitched pretty well, but Shane McClanahan.
Dude, JP Fireeisen sucked. He was not commanding 92.
He looked like he had the yips. Looked like it to me.
Man.
JP Fireeisen came from the Brewers, now with the Rays, first limelight. I'm not saying, that's so rude to say it had the yips because it could have just been anything.
Right.
But it felt like that. It looked like a guy who was nervous. Could be wrong.
Yeah.
Probably am. But that's what it looked like to me.
Yeah, not the severity of the yips, but he looked nervous. He really did look nervous. But you like the play of McCullers game 4 and not game 5?
The Astros, is that telling of something? That I don't know. You don't think it's telling of anything?
I don't know.
Because it is interesting. Because they didn't have to do that.
They didn't have to do it. They could have held McCullers to game 5, but Urquidy starts game 4.
Maybe they're thinking if they lose game 4,
then
they'll have all hands on deck. Game 5, anything can happen. That must be it. They must say, we got to win this now.
Man.
Because the Red Sox just won now. So the Red Sox will have another day of rest. Maybe they're like, let's win it now. And we'll see if that works. Rodon, it's all about that radar gun.
It is.
As simplistic as it sounds. You know that.
Giants took the lead 1-0. We're halfway home. Bottom of the 5th, Evan Longoria solo shot off Max Scherzer.
Come on! Plus 185! Suck it, haters!
Alex
Come
Wood.
on!
Alex Wood, 4 innings, 1 hit, no runs, 3 punchies, 2 walks.
Guess what? Split Scott is back. Dodgers suck against lefties, even though they're good off Alex Wood. Their whole life, Dodger fans, I know you know this because this is what I'm told by Dodger fans. We can't hit lefties. We hit those high octane righties, similar to the Astros, because a lot of those high octane righties are in the ball game. Dodgers struggle off those poo slinging lefties slightly. I thought the Giants had a chance at plus 185. First of all, gambling 101. You ever see a deciding game like that with a 107 win team? It's not necessarily going to win, but you get that kind of value. Take it blindly. Not gambling advice though.
Not gambling advice. Scherzer has 9 strikeouts through 5. Like we knew this guy was going to perform. One swing changes the complexion of these types of games. It's cool.
That's how it goes in playoffs.
That's what postseason baseball is, man.
Should we talk top 10 stats?
Yeah, let's do it. Before we get into that, do you have any thoughts moving forward on Giants Dodgers?
I
I don't.
I'm watching, dude. I'm watching. As horrible as it sounds, this is the one series where I'm watching as a fan.
Yeah, me
I
too.
don't know what to take away. Like it's the two best teams, rivals. Like anything can happen. Throw everything out the window, and it's all on the line. It's all in between the lines. It's all in the diamond. It's just so goddamn exciting. It's like I want to write notes, but I'm like, no, like I can't keep my eyes off the TV.
Yeah, no, I'm picking out these little things that just are infuriating in all the other series, right? I'm dialing in on teams' flaws. And then I
Mhm.
look at the Giants and the Dodgers and I'm like, I don't see any flaw right now.
This
I'm
is
just going to
just the
enjoy
World
baseball.
Series, basically,
It is. It
right?
should be.
It should be. I mean, the Rays. I had the Rays winning it. God, I'm talking about all my right takes just for my actual World Series take to just lose in the ALDS.
Right. That's fine. I've got the White Sox winning. Arm's got the White Sox winning. So that's that. Yeah, let's dive into top 10 stats. We'll go. I've got mine. Like, I've got 5 kind of standard stats and 5 more advanced stats. You have that too?
I mixed it all in. I don't know if I have 5 and 5, but I have some like traditional counting stats and then some advanced stats, but nothing too advanced.
Did you rank them?
Now, just put them how I liked them. I guess I ranked them how I liked them.
All right. We'll go back and forth. I'll start with pitching, then you do hitting, and we'll go
Cool.
stat by stat. Cool?
Cool.
My first pitching stat that I want to bring to the table is that Julio Urias is the first 20-game winner since 2016.
That matters.
It matters. It doesn't matter that much. It really doesn't matter that much because like I'm scrolling through win leaders on a yearly basis. And, I'm looking at some of these names. I'm like, how the hell did you end up on that list?
Yeah.
But Julio Urias winning 20 games tells me that A, Urias was really good, and B, the Dodgers were really good. That's all I got to know when Julio Urias takes them out.
When he throws, the Dodgers, I mean, they just score runs for him, bro.
Yeah.
You go through his game log and it's 8-1, 7-1, 7-2, 6-3. Not only is he pitching well, but the Dodgers show up for him. I mean, think about this. In his start, which game did they beat the Giants on? They might lose the other 2 games with Max Scherzer and Walker Buehler.
He's also a really good hitter.
He's a good hitter. I got a DM saying that is Julio Urias a better hitter than Cody Bellinger right now?
I think so.
But Cody Bellinger's having a great series, though.
He is, yeah. Postseason belly.
So here's my first stat. Omar Narvaez I'm ready to say this. Omar Narvaez is the best pitch framer in all of baseball. He led all of catchers in runs extra strikes in 2020, and then he did it again in 2021. Omar Narvaez is the best pitch framer in baseball, the catcher for the Brewers.
And Sal Perez is the worst.
Yeah, and by a lot. Not by, just slightly down there. -10 is second to last. He's -18. Omar Narvaez is at 10 runs extra strikes. Jonah Heim is 2 at 8.
Sal Perez is bad there, man. But Narvaez, I love the way Narvaez handles that pitching staff. That pitching staff makes it easy for him because they're really good. Top to bottom, that's as talented a pitching roster as Major League Baseball has, and Narvaez is the perfect guy to be catching it.
How many backdoor cutters do you think Narvaez has made strikes that were balls from Burns?
Oh my God.
Probably the most in the history of the world.
Yeah, like that's the one pitch that jumps out to me in that regard, right?
He probably got so many extra just from pulling it in at the last second every time.
Dude, like that, the backdoor cutter is the framing pitch. Narvaez probably saw that and was like, this is my time to shine.
And then Brandon Woodruff and Freddie, I mean, and we're going down the line. I mean, Eric Lauer, Adrian Hauser, Aaron Ashby, like they just keep going with the pitching.
Yeah. My second pitching stat, 4 pitchers through 200 innings this year. Walker Buehler, Zach Wheeler, Adam Wainwright, Sandy Alcantara. There were 32 pitchers that threw 200 innings in 2015. That's not long ago. 32 pitchers logged 200 innings plus in 2015. 4 did it in 2021.
Stop drinking my water. I did not know that. 32. And now it's
4.
4?
2015.
I mean, that's 2021 for you. Nobody's healthy this whole year.
Nobody's healthy. It's off of a 60-game season, but 2019 wasn't too much better. There was that crazy drop-off. I think they were at 12 in 2019. From 32, 4 years prior?
It's an incredible drop-off. As soon as you said that number, I mean, you saw me. I just put my cup down. I was like, wait a minute. Are you sure that's correct?
Yep.
That's nuts. All right. My second stat, let's give a little bit more credit to Salvador Perez. Salvador Perez and Marcus Semien both set the record for home runs at their position this year. That matters. When is the last time that you've seen two position players set home run records at their position in the same season? I know you may have known that they did it, but the likelihood of 150 years of baseball that two players in the same season at two different positions set the record for home runs.
At maybe the two most power-starved positions in baseball, second base and catcher.
Exactly.
Who was the last true power threat that played second base? Jeff Kent?
That's a good one. I mean, Cano. Cano was a real power threat.
Robbie Cano. Yeah, okay, Cano. I was going to say Dan Uggla, but he wasn't good enough.
But he had some years. That's a good answer. That's a good answer. Dan Uggla's a good answer.
I'd say Cano is the most recent good one. And then
does Alfonso Soriano count as the second baseman?
No, he did his power hitting as a corner outfielder.
Yeah, true.
How about catchers? I mean, who's the last mega power catcher you remember?
Gary that 1 year.
Piazza?
Mike Piazza? Yeah.
Like Piazza. I think, what the hell? Like,
I mean, that was the record he broke.
Those are very weak positions power-wise.
Oh, yeah.
And they did it.
So I guess it's not the craziest, but I mean, when's the last time two players, two different positions, set the record for home runs? I think it's kind of crazy. And I like it. I like home runs. So
yeah, Jason Stark could tell you the answer to that. I'm not going to tell you the answer to that.
Yeah, I don't know.
As a league, pitchers averaged 8.9 strikeouts per 9 innings. It's the same clip as 2019 to share the title of the highest rate in the sport's history. Only time that clip exceeded a strikeout per inning was in the COVID-shortened 2020 season. So we are closer than ever before to a strikeout per inning from major league pitchers.
Wow.
Game's changed.
Yeah. Home runs, strikeouts, walks. A lot. I mean, you're going to hear a lot of those stats within these top 10 because we feel like it's painting a picture of how the season went.
Yep.
And just to talk more about home runs, how about a power surge from a guy who we never thought it would come back again? Joey Votto hit 36 home runs this year. He hit 37 home runs from 2018 to the end of 2020. COVID shortened season, I get it. So 2.5 years of production into one season. I thought that was kind of crazy.
That's totally crazy. Joey Votto, for some reason, tapped into this power. And he said it was a mental switch for him. It wasn't necessarily physical because he's always looked like that. But it was that mental approach of saying, I'm okay swinging and missing a little bit more. I'm going to get a lot more power in my game. And he did it perfectly.
I mean, he almost hit 40 jacks.
Does that prove he's a Hall of Famer?
He's got to be close. I mean, one of the best pure hitters of our generation.
Yeah.
Will he get in with... Does he... I hate that I don't know this. I should know this. Does he have an MVP?
I think he's got an MVP. I should know this too.
Doesn't he have one? Why do I think that he does?
I'll tell you after I rip off this stat here.
Okay.
Mark Melancon led the league in saves. That's it. That's my stat. I was not
For a
expecting
team
that.
that was under 500.
I just wasn't expecting Mark Melanson to lead the league in saves in
It's
2021.
like how you said that. You're like, I just don't. I mean, I didn't call it either.
I mean, shit. I thought Liam Hendricks was going to do it easy. After that, I thought, Diego Castillo had a shot. I thought Alex Colomé had a shot because I thought the Twins were going to win a bunch of games. Like, not once did I think that.
So an aging Mark Melanson coming over to the Padres didn't immediately make you think league leader in saves?
No. Joey
You're an
Votto
idiot.
won an MVP in 2010. He
Knew it.
finished as the runner-up in 2017, and he finished in third in 2015. So he's got 3 top 3 finishes and an MVP.
How many hits career? Was he 2 something?
2027. He's got 330 home runs. He's a member of the 1,000 RBI club, and he is a career 300 hitter with a career 937 OPS.
If he does a couple more years, he's in.
Yeah.
He's got to do this again.
Yeah.
Like if he just falls back into oblivion of 11 home runs a year, I mean, what do we do?
Right. I'd say no.
I'd say no too. So how about my stat? Juan Soto swung at just 35% of pitches this year. That's the lowest swing rate since 2017 with at least 600 plate appearances. The guy swung 35% of the time and hit 29 bombs and hit over 300 with a WRC plus north of 160. He was, whenever he did swing, like the plate discipline of a 22-year-old. The plate discipline of a 22-year-old, that you have the lowest swing percentage in baseball, yet do some of the most damage. How can you already be the most disciplined, Juan Soto? How?
He's Ted Williams.
Are we like dicks for saying that? Like,
if
like, because if I was, I mean, I feel like if I told my dad that Juan Soto is Ted Williams, he'd be like, you don't know what you're talking about. You didn't see, like, you don't know really what Ted Williams was. I don't know.
Has your dad watched Juan Soto?
Yeah.
Right? He's 22.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. I just feel like immediately calling him Ted Williams for a 22-year-old is a bit much.
Okay. So look at.
But I've done it before.
Look at your computer though, right? Like look at the spreadsheets, look at the numbers, look at all that stuff. It says Juan Soto at this point is comparable to trending in the way that Ted Williams finished. And then you watch him with your eyes and you say, this guy's the best hitter I've ever seen in my entire life. And he's 22 years old.
Not only the best, the most fun in the box to watch. The Soto shuffle, the grabbing of the cup and just staring down the eyes of the opposing pitcher. This kid was doing it at 20. He's doing it at 22. He's going to do it at 40. He's electric, and I love him.
Staying in the Mid-Atlantic, but as bad as you could possibly get. You just hit us with Juan Soto being really good. This is really bad. The Orioles had a 5.84 ERA as a staff. That's 73 points higher than the next highest team. And that is the largest difference between any two teams, 1 through 30. So the difference from 29 to 30 is a bigger drop off than 16 to 17 or anywhere else. The Orioles are so far and away the absolute worst as a pitching staff.
Is that just rotation?
That's pitching
staff. Because my next question was going to be, go to the bullpen ERA leaders and look how much worse the Orioles bullpen is than the second worst. The last time I checked, I think it was 5.79 for the Orioles and like 5.24 for the D-backs. I think it was a full half run worse than the second worst, which is an incredible amount if we're talking ERA for a bullpen.
You rip off your stat and I'll give you an answer.
Actually, I want to go back. I was going to skip over the Juan Soto one to come back to it, but let's just keep on the Juan Soto train. No player has had a higher walk rate since 2005 than Juan Soto's 22.2% walk rate in 2021. The dude was walking almost a quarter of the time. I cannot believe it. That's all I got. I can't believe what he's doing.
I can't believe what he's doing either. I've got your answer for you, by the way. Orioles at 5.70, Nats at 5.08. The Orioles, Nats, and D-backs were the only three teams in baseball with a bullpen ERA over 5. Giants, Dodgers, Rays were the three best bullpens in terms of ERA. That shows you literally good and bad. So the three best teams in baseball at the end of the regular season had the three best bullpen ERAs. You could argue that the three worst teams in baseball had the three worst bullpen ERAs.
Do you know how many games this year I have won betting against the Orioles and that bullpen? Do you know how many times Cesar Valdez has come in with 76. His 84-mile-an-hour changeup and just blown it every single game? It could be down. Like, I remember so clearly, July, summer, White Sox, Orioles. Orioles are up 6-2 going into the 8th. The White Sox covered the spread. They covered the spread. Orioles bullpen, not good.
My first advanced stat that I want to throw at you. These are the top 6 qualified pitchers in baseball in limiting line drives. Lowest line drive percentage among qualified pitchers. Garrett Cole, Lance McCullers, Yu Darvish, Max Scherzer, Robbie Ray, and Julio Urias. The bottom 6 in allowing line drives. Brandon Woodruff, Lucas Giolito, Cole Irvin, Wade Miley, Zach Greinke. Although we obsess over strikeouts, the best tool in a pitcher's kit should be limiting line drives and hard contact. And there are some outliers there. You know, you've got Woodruff and Giolito with very high line drive rates against. But Cole Irvin and Wade Miley, compared to Garrett Cole and Max Scherzer and Robbie Ray, don't allow line drives.
Goes to show you, always need high octane stuff. Pitchability is the most important part of baseball. Most important part of pitching. Do you know how to pitch? Are you a thrower versus a pitcher?
Yep.
That question is asked a lot, moving up the ranks from little league to high school to college to the minors to the majors. Are you a pitcher or are you a thrower?
Throwers get drafted. Pitchers break into the show.
Bang. All right, yeah, let's move on to some advanced stats. These aren't that advanced, but, you know, a little bit more advanced. Let's start with my Yankees. From June 1st on, Brett Gardner was 4th on the Yankees in WRC Plus with a minimum of 200 at-bats. You want to run Brett Gardner out of town, but look back. He was the 4th best hitter on the Yankees for most of the season. What else do you want me to say?
Nothing. I'm good.
Just say your goddamn stat.
He's just not sexy. Let's talk pitch values. Best fastballs, hardest fastballs are two very different things.
Absolutely.
Let's look at the value of fastballs on Fangraphs using standardized runs allowed by pitch. So the most valuable fastballs in terms of runs in Major League Baseball. Number 1, Max Scherzer, hard. Number 2, Walker Buehler, hard.
Dodgers.
Number 3, Brandon Woodruff, hard.
Hard.
Number 4, Zach Wheeler, very hard.
Fast as shit.
Number 5, Anthony DeSclafani, who's 94.
Bang.
Number 6, Adam Wainwright, 89 miles an hour. Woo! Throwing a fastball really hard is the easier way to have success, but if you have mastery of a low velocity fastball and you can pump it up and inside on these guys, it can still be a top 10 fastball in baseball.
He's throwing 91-mile-an-hour fastballs at the hip, and it's bending back in from lefties. It's tailing away from lefties if you throw on the outside corner, and they're just flailing at it. It's moving into right-handers, just fists off. Seems like they're late. No, it's just moving like nobody's business.
89 is the 6th most valuable fastball in baseball.
Doesn't that, if you don't throw 90, let's say you're a high school pitcher right now that's throwing 89. I mean, if you're throwing 89 in high school, you got a pretty bright future ahead of you. But let's say you're throwing 84 and you're looking for offers. There is a path. Do not believe that it's just velo. There is a path. That's all I got to say.
Yep.
This one is just, I just laughed when I saw this one. Raimel Tapia's 67.4% ground ball rate is the highest ground ball rate since 2005 with at least 500 at-bats. We made fun of Eric Hosmer all year, but it was really Raimel Tapia just hammering 2/3 of every ball he hits straight into the ground. Oh, that's kind of funny.
It is very funny.
Highest since 2005.
I was looking at Raimel Tapia too. I was just like, holy shit, dude. You know, we talk about Eric Hosmer and those types of guys just like drilling the ball into the ground, but there's somebody that does it way more than anybody else.
Raimel Tapia.
Let's stay on ground balls. I've got one referring to ground balls. You ready? 7 pitchers in Major League Baseball had a negative average launch angle against them, meaning that they were the 7 best ground ball pitchers in the sport. 2 starters. Can you name the 2 starters?
Oh, ground ball rate. I mean, it could be anybody. Just tell me.
They're postseason starters. One of them just shoved.
Gausman.
Logan Webb.
Logan Webb. I'm duh, Peter.
Slider. Other is Framber Valdez.
Oh.
Yep. And then the 5 relievers. Aaron Bummer led the way. Clay Holmes was second. Richard Blyer of the Marlins was third. Shout out Aram.
Shout out Aram.
Mark fucking Melanson fourth.
What a beast.
And then Emmanuel Clase and his 101-mile-an-hour cutter averaged a negative launch angle against him.
Think about how many times it was like negative 45 degrees when someone just sawed it right off the handle of the bat and it went straight down to the catcher. Like, I bet he had so many of those that helped him out.
Yeah, dude.
I mean, he obviously produced a lot of ground balls, but if we're talking about negative launch angles, like in the absolute, I feel like a sawed off grounder straight into the ground, it's probably going to help your launch angle there.
Absolutely.
So let's talk Randy Rosarena, Mr. October. Pitchers were scared of him going into this year, and it was obvious. No player has seen less fastballs in a season since 2015 than a Randy Rosarena in 2021. He only saw 41% fastballs. They were scared of the man, and he proved it in October.
It's Dr. October to you.
Dr. October, I like it.
He's so good, dude.
I mean, we were on him a lot because we were like, oh, why should he win Rookie of the Year? Why should he win Rookie of the Year? He's been in the league, it seems like, for 5 years. And while we were doing that, we didn't give him the credit that he deserves. He's a fantastic player, and he's going to be a really good player for a really long time.
He is. He's also a freak athlete. Like, he's strong. He's fast.
Absolutely. So much fun to watch.
All right. Next one's trivia here.
Okay.
There were 12 players who registered a knuckleball thrown in a game this year.
Oh, that is crazy.
How many do you think were true pitchers?
Oh. And you said 12?
There were 12 players that threw a knuckleball.
6 pitchers, 6 position players.
1 pitcher.
No way.
11 position players dicking around and 1 pitcher. 33-year-old Mickey Janis threw in 1 game for the Baltimore Orioles. It was the only major league appearance of his career. His final line, 3 1/3 innings, 8 hits, 7 earned runs, 1 strikeout, 4 walks, 3 home runs surrendered.
What did he even do? Did he even show up?
I don't know. It's the only knuckleballer we have in Major League Baseball right now.
Let's talk another Tampa Bay Ray that is also younger than Randy, and is going to end up to be a Hall of Famer. Over his last 180 plate appearances, Wander Franco has a 6% strikeout rate. 6. And a 149 WRC plus. Victor Martinez and Jose Reyes are the only players to have less than a 7% strikeout rate and more than a 140 WRC plus in that many at bats. Wander is okay. All right. I'm gonna say this on the podcast now because I really do want to say it. I just want to talk about it.
Yeah.
I think Wander Franco will be the second best shortstop by next year.
Behind Tatis?
By next year. Behind Tatis. And I think he will eventually become a better player than Fernando Tatis Jr.
He's going to strike out a lot less than Tatis. He's going to play better defense. Yeah.
Tatis is going to hit 45 home runs, something Wander can't do.
Wander's not going to do it.
But Wander can hit 30.
Yeah, but
315.
And Tatis is going to steal more bases.
Yeah. What do you value? Do you value the much better defender who hits? I mean, Wander could hit 320, 330. He's going to win batting titles. If he hits 30 home runs, then you're kind of like, is Tatis really the better shortstop?
You start splitting hairs there.
You do. You start splitting hairs because you're like, okay, you got one guy who's 290 with 45 jacks and 30 stolen bases. Right. And the other guy's 300 with 30 bombs. And
I would love
it's
one
like,
of
whatever.
them.
I don't care.
Yeah, I'll take either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just how highly I think of this guy.
Wow. So who's on the outside looking in there? Correa,
Correa,
Turner,
Seager, Xander, Story, I guess you could say.
Tim
if
Anderson.
You move Semien back to short, I don't know. You got to put him in somewhere.
Damn. Yeah.
Because then you start kind of pulling back layers of some guys. Because then you look at Xander Bogaerts and you're like, well, Wander could be a better defender. Look at Trey Turner. I mean, Trey Turner's such a dog, but then Trey Turner's moving to second. Does he stay at second? I don't know. There's a lot of moving pieces there, like Wander Franco or Bo Bichette.
Wander.
Okay, and it's that obvious to you, and Bo Bichette's a top 10 shortstop.
Yeah.
There you go.
Going forward now, I think the only guy that I would take over Wander is Tatis.
Exactly. And I'm getting on it early.
Yeah.
It was funny. I was talking about that during the live, and people were like, I think Wander's now overrated. And I thought that was a hilarious take because I was like, actually, you know what? You're right. For all of us just hurrying up to pile on the Wander train is actually making him overrated.
Yeah, I think so. This is my last note. Velocity is tightening its stranglehold on modern pitching. Average fastball velocity is up about a tick over the past 5 years, but you can see it best within new pitchers and team identity. What I mean by new pitchers, rookies and minor leaguers are throwing harder than ever. Let's take Hunter Green, for example. His AA debut this year with Chattanooga, early May 6th, he threw 71 pitches, 43 were fastballs. 37 of his 43 fastballs were over 100 miles an hour. That's velocity. And I understand he is the king of velocity in minor league baseball, but that's what everybody wants to be. Now, team identity. The White Sox constructed their pitching staff to deliver constant velocity. As a team, they threw over 6,600 pitches north of 95 miles an hour. That's 1,500 more than any other team. And the top velocity staff in 2020, the Tampa Bay Rays. So if you adopt this team-wide approach of shoving hard fastballs, you're going to be successful now.
But they're playing the Astros. Is that a bad matchup? You know what I'm saying? That might just be a bad matchup for the White Sox.
You drew the best fastball hitting team in baseball.
Exactly. So it's not, you're saying that you'll have success. And I think you're right. I just think when you're talking about the White Sox and the Astros, when we're talking about it right now, that doesn't look good. But over a much larger sample size, it's obvious that it's working.
They won 95 games.
Yeah. I mean, they were in a bad division, but I won't pile on your White Sox.
Yeah. Don't do that.
Kidding. They're a really good team.
My
last one is the craziest one, I think. Not only did Aaron Judge have the highest hard hit rate in the StatCast era, that's since 2015, at 57.9%, but 5 other players finished above 2017 Aaron Judge, who held the record. Those 5 players were Salvador Perez, Fernando Tatis Jr., Giancarlo Stanton, Miguel Sano, and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. So that means 6 of the top in hard hit rate since the StatCast era began in 2015. 2021 owns 6 of the top 6. Is that not kind of nuts?
This game is just different than anything we've ever experienced within it.
Yeah. 6. All the top 6.
That's nutty. Miguel Sano. What the hell is he doing in there?
Out here raking.
God.
Remember, hard hit rate. So it's all the balls you hit. Miguel Sano strikes out a lot, but all the balls he's hitting, he's raking them.
Yeah. No, you can strike out 1 billion times. It doesn't matter.
That's the thing about some of these stats. It's like you got a little more context in the middle of them.
Man. Yeah, this was fun. This was a good rundown of those stats.
Before we go,
we
haven't checked the Giants-Dodgers score in a while. We got fired up.
Oh, shit.
1-0 Giants, plus 185. Not gambling advice. Come on.
Top 7. 3 hits apiece.
Top 7.
Man. Tyler Rogers, 4 outs. Scherzer through 6 1/3, still has 9 punch outs.
Yeah, they're not pulling him.
He's at Peter Apple 23 on Twitter. I'm at Jack_McMullen 11 on Twitter, at Just BB Media on Twitter, at Just Baseball Fans on TikTok and Instagram. Find us on YouTube at Just Baseball. We've also got a Discord at Just Baseball, twitch.tv/Just Baseball Fans. Check out the brand new Just Baseball shirt at Pillbox Batco. You can find the link to that in this episode description. You can also find the Just Baseball collection at Breaking Tea in our episode description. What else?
You're becoming Magic Johnson on the break.
Hey, 5-star review. Forgot.
Bang. You're becoming Magic Johnson the break, just dishing passes. Like, hey, Kareem, you want one? Worthy, you want one? Bang, bang, bang.
Left and right. I'm flying to New York this morning. See you soon.
Thank you, everybody.